hitting go live, and it says we're going live. Woo! We're thinking this morning. Okay, we're live.
Hi, welcome to StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as J Nima.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 441. We have a loony hiker joining us saying hello from South Carolina.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Hello.
hey Pat.
Yep. I don't know. How was your week?
It's been a week. They're going by pretty fast. A lot of trying to wrap things up for school, trying to get things decided for our next step after high school with one of my children. I think our children raced each other in the mile on Friday, which was fun. And yeah, just kind of trying to nail things down for a lot of upcoming things, including ZK and graduations.
Mm-hmm.
And we're actually going down to Iowa this weekend to see Cake in concert, which is
Oh,
fun.
okay.
We're going the distance. We're going for speed. Um, which was like one of these things because we've got birthdays and stuff, right? That it's like, okay, we'll go down for that, because of Jeremy's birthday or whatever. But now it's like, and it's Mother's Day weekend and whatever, and now it's just like one more thing we're trying to fit in amongst everything else, prom and yeah. It's great. These are the
Yeah,
times I will look
my
back and be like, oh yeah, that was awesome, right? But right now it feels like we're running around with our hair on fire. So
my dad is having a big birthday bash on the 18th, and so I'm hoping to travel for that with the family, but it's going to be kind of a whirlwind because I don't think we plan to stay the night, and it starts at 5 p.m. So, um, but it should be fun, get
yeah.
there, enjoy people's company. It's going to be mostly his friends, right? So I'm not going to know too many people there, but we were
We also have
invited, so we'll
Tara
go.
joining from Tennessee, Tara of the Friendship of the Couch Blankets. Thanks for joining us this morning, Tara. Still use and see my blanket and think of you and all of the fabulous people that contributed to it. A lot of love
Oh yeah.
there. Yep. So, especially I think the one with right now that is the patch that brings joy to my heart is remembering the previous kitties that would sit on the back of the couch or join us right on the couch are
Mhm.
memorialized on my blanket. So they weren't memorials when they got put on there, but anyway.
Mhm.
All that to say, we do have some administrati.
We do.
I did get our fabulous Zombie Explorer and Self Striper logos up in our swag shop. Um, Amy and I have a few samples of that coming our way, so you might be able to see that in an upcoming favorite things being held up. We also have our ZK swag that is ready for business. And what else was I going to say about that? Oh yeah, so prizes. You can either choose the yarn or something from the shop, the logo shop, for the prize. We did draw for our self-striping KAL. We're getting it's fun to see all the checkbox start to line up. The logic on that one is a little less complicated. My
Yeah.
spreadsheet for the Zombie Explorers has to be very smart to know which person and which category to check. On the self striper, you can submit them as you go, and it figures out, oh, now it's May and you had a fifth one, so I'll give you another check, which is good and fun. Or you can start from the very beginning, right? Like start adding here in May
I
and
like
get your
to.
January check and get your February check, and yep. So without further ado, I drew for prizes, and Anita AF Woods won a self striper.
Awesome.
Congratulations. AF Woods 28. I wonder what the 28 stands for. Um, And your prize, if you choose to accept it, is I Wonder as I Wander, which is an 8-stripe repeats, some very pretty greens and pinks and purples. It really made me think of this springtime. Um, and it's on a DK base. So if you make some socks, bam, socks, or if you make a hat or some mitts, really quick knit up of a self striper. And yeah, it's merino nylon, 75/25. So yeah, it's really soft. It's really pretty. Choose that. Choose the logo wear, and self stripe and be happy.
Yes, self-stripe, be happy. Yes.
Yes, yeah. Yes. I think that's all the administrati I had. I know last week we mentioned, and last week was on Thursday, so not even a full week ago, we were mentioning signing up for classes.
Mhm.
Um, what else do we got going on? The 5K signups will be coming out soon, as will a reminder about the swag, the
Yes.
logo shop. Yep.
T-shirts and 5K sign up, and then I wanted to let people know that once the sign up period for the breakout sessions is concluded, typically it's 3 weeks leading up to the retreat. I will send out a schedule with all of the events that are there and their times, and then you will go out to Discord to sign up for the different classes. And so if you're like wondering, hey, where's the schedule? And you said classes, where do I sign up? How do I do? Three
Coming.
weeks, around 3 weeks before the retreat, all of that information will be communicated to you and you'll get a chance to do so.
Yeah.
We try to give you a good solid chunk of time. It's probably anywhere from 3 to 7 days before or between when you get the schedule to when we have signups. And then signups are a very specific time. So if you're not there right at the start, some classes might fill up. But there is usually open spots, even weeks leading into the retreat. So no worries. Just yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, and
There's a current
we
method
do
to our
it
madness.
on, yeah, Discord for accessibility and transparency, so that
Yeah.
everybody can see that, people signed up before them, and there's no, oh, these people got into this class because they've come for many, many years or whatever, right? So
Mhm.
everybody gets a free chance to sign up for the classes that they want at the same time as everyone else.
Yep.
That was yeah, that was something that was important to us. And again, the Discord route is for the accessibility for folks that, yeah, um, aren't able to get on other platforms. So if you haven't already, make sure that you sign up for Discord so that you can get on those classes. There is a web
Yeah.
app
And
as well
again,
as a web page. So one of my favorite places to view it is on a web page. So I have both.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. Yeah, you can see a lot more. I do want to say that Discord, the juice is worth the squeeze. So if you're hesitating getting out there, there are so many wonderful crafting communities out there. And so once you get one under your belt, there's so many more that you can add. A lot of people have Discords and it's really fun. So,
Yeah.
like designers have Discords where you might be able to get in on their test knits. And yeah, Discord is small but mighty uh, area for crafting communities. So I highly recommend you get started. And if you start with us, there's way more that you can join after that. So
Yep. And if you're having, yeah,
anyway,
any difficulties with like the join Discord link, please let me know because I send it out every week. Hoping that people that haven't yet will join us. So
yes. No, and absolutely. I have also sent via private message a newly generated link. Sometimes that's just all it takes to help you get over that hurdle. And if that's what it takes, just message us. We'll generate you a fresh one so that just in case there's some sort of caching or something that's gone wrong on your end, we can kind of clear that out and you can get a fresh start. So with no further ado, here we go. We got a Pop Fizzle. I have made both of
Woo!
these FOs before, and I love Pop Fizzle. It was so quick and addictive, and yeah, it went pretty
That
fast. I
that
think I did
pink
have to
is really
tweak a little
poppy.
bit. Yeah. Yeah, this is from Molly Girl
Mhm.
Yarns. I bought it at our retreat. It's her own special base. I think it's Rockstar DK. So if you wanted to go look up that base. And again, I don't remember all the details, but I know that it's especially, kind of a small mill type of
Mhm.
situation.
Flip it, flip it, flip
So
it.
I don't know. I sometimes I don't do the turns quite good
I
enough
love
to
it.
flip
I
it,
love
but
it. I actually kind of like it that way better. I don't know. It's pretty good.
well, I knit it this way, so it's gonna have better quality of joins.
Okay. Well,
But
I didn't, again, it was low fidelity here, but
yeah,
I didn't see any problems with the other side, Amy.
okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Nobody will. Inspecting
Yeah.
my head while I'm wearing it.
Hmm.
Um, and then I have these pressed flower socks.
So pretty.
So my last ones, there was a pink on the outside and a gray flower. So now we have a blue with a red flower.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's a really fun and addictive pattern, especially on a small circumference like this. Um, and then once you have that first sock where you have the exact counts, it just seems to fly even faster.
Yeah.
And this was knit out of yarns that I got through Eat Sleep Knit. This is Kim Dyes, and then this one is Lola Bean. And yeah, so I entered it into their knit along our yarn marathon uh, for some points for my team.
Hmm. And that's Mosaic, and the other one was Brioche. I see you
Yes,
checking off Zombie
ding, ding, ding.
Explorer categories.
Absolutely. And I have Intarsia on the needles. So or no, not Intarsia, sorry, Stranded on the needles. So I'm excited. Fair Isle, check, 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 check.
Mhm.
I think what I am worried about is double netting, but I can get a coaster or a pile of coasters or something if I chicken out on making something bigger.
You're worried about it. I've never done a double knitting project, so this is going to be my first when I check it off.
Are you sure? I thought you did the double knitted mitts.
I was going to. I don't know that I ever did.
Okay.
I think I got into something else. But yeah, the ones by Miss
Yes.
Jessie, yeah, Ostermiller. Yeah. Yep. Well, I did do it yourself striping first. That probably doesn't surprise anyone. And as I said last time, I tore out my purple speckle, and set that aside. I've now picked up I have some berry fun yarns that I'm going to combine that same purple held together because it is also kind of variegated. That the color work is again addictive because I want to see it actually working. So I actually worked on these mitts prior to May as well as my blanket. So I feel like I don't have a lot to show because I did these all before May, and then now May has all been all color work all the time. But yeah, these are some 716 friends through telepathy, and then this is a Sun Valley. They've got such beautiful teals that I had in my stash. Again, I'm not making thumb gussets. I'm just making thumb holes over a third of the stitches, 2/3 of the way up through the section. Yeah, I just love the contrast on these. And as I mentioned, it feels like this part goes very quickly for me. The kind of stripes. I kind of feel like this is the stripes and this is like the stars. So we've got stars and stripes, especially with all of the speckle I'm doing. And this part feels like it takes like 2/3 of the time for whatever reason. That I haven't actually timed it. It just feels like it. It's probably a little bit more of the like back and forth. You're turning and joining and doing things there. But love how that works up. I think this would be really pretty as one of these.
Mhm.
I had that same color with a purple that I did. And so I'm getting close to two pairs of mitts with the one skein of DK, even with it as the main color. I know she had that if you flipped it. I don't know. I thought about possibly flipping it, but then I thought like maybe the folks that I'm making these for wouldn't find it as cool as I would. It would feel like more mishmashed. So maybe I'll get into it. That same blue with a Magpie Fibers, part of their Magpie Society. This one is super soft. It's so soft because it's their MCN
Oh
Swanky
yeah.
DK. And it did some cool pooling,
Mhm.
which you can't really see as much when it's, as it's worn, but like, especially on this one, it feels like all of the light is on that side and all of the dark is on that side. And then I did grab some Trolla, and this is my one in progress. So Trolla with a nice darker blue, and this made it to some birthday celebrations this past weekend. So this is what it looks like. Man, it looks so much longer before it's all joined up. But yeah, and there's the provisional cast on, and there's my stripes. I really like her little side. It's
Mhm.
just a pretty little, and then that ends up on the inside of the mitt as well. So yeah,
Very nice.
I'm enjoying it. It's become kind of lather, rinse, repeats, and it's on my on the go project. As I said, I was getting a lot of that's the Split Decision mitts by Shayna Cohen, Shayna Lines Designs, and yeah, I'm enjoying them. But now I'm like in color work
Mhm.
mode with my sweater, as well as my trying to add squares to my blanket every now and then. So yeah, they've been fun. Definitely can see myself cranking out quite a few of them if I'm making for a large group again this year.
Awesome. Yeah, I still think I'm going to make mitts. I can't decide if I want them to match or because I've made like probably 3 or 4 pair now that are just in a pile. And I'm wondering if I just want to take from that pile, and try to match them up with personality. But I do think having the matching, um, just makes it more even. Like, oh, everybody's getting the same thing. Um, just a little bit different color.
Yeah, and I'm not running out of yarn on any of these. So yeah, if I were like really trying to eke it, like flip-flopping it would probably help quite a bit. But yeah, I don't feel like I'm trying to eke in any mitts there at the last moment. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I have a whole one of those zippered containers that I went crazy about. Last year, I think probably at this time, or maybe a little earlier in the year, and full of DK weight yarn, where I'm just kind of like grabbing. And then my table now has become like fingering weight skeins to put into the blanket, and DK weight skeins that are to grab for mitts. And yeah, my little monogamous heart is like, what are you even doing? But it's fine.
You talking about your yarn table reminded me that my spare bedroom is my craft room,
Hmm.
and it's also the ZK holding pen. And it's gonna be chock full when we have people in town for graduation. I'm gonna have to figure out something new. I'm gonna have to do some rearranging. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Weekend
no,
plans.
the room that we normally use up in the attic to store some things. Yeah, we've been talking about our boys currently share a bedroom, right? And so when Ellie's off at college, we want her to have a room, but we also don't want to like have a museum to her.
Right.
Well, the boys share a bedroom. So I think that attic might become somebody's room when they come home from college. So yeah,
Got
I
it.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh, people are coming to town and they might stay with us. I got, yeah, yarn everywhere.
Yep.
Yarn
Yep.
everywhere. Oh well. Well,
That
that
sounds
was all.
fun. I want to stay in that room. That sounds like
Yeah,
an
well,
Airbnb I'd
true.
love to stay in.
Yeah, it's a yarny snooper's paradise, right? You get like so many little bins that you can look in and find little treasures, and yeah, but
Tell
not
other
so
Z
much for
payers
the
about it on the black
girls.
market or like, yeah, for pay, right? An
Yeah,
OnlyFans
yeah,
account. I'm staying in the ZK yarn room. Come with me as I unearth treasures. All right.
yep. I don't know who would pay for that, but okay.
I would.
Bye.